All right, Illini fans. So Brad Underwood had something to say, didn't he? Let's just go through this. More than any other post-game press conference, Brad Underwood's frustration was visible, audible, and even ever present. A lot of people will say Brad can't coach. Okay. But one thing you can't say, you cannot say that Brad Underwood doesn't love to win and desires over anything to win. That you can't take away. All right, so let's go through. He mentioned the turnovers, 16 in the game. If you guys watch my videos, you know I harp on those turnovers. Every single game Illinois plays, I have to get on them about them turnovers. And I'm telling you, Brad Underwood is saying the same thing in practice in the film room every single day. But it just doesn't get through because, like I said, Illinois players are basketball wise, they are dumb, lazy, and that's why they commit so many turnovers. You can only commit turnovers when your basketball IQ is dumb and you're lazy. That's the only way. You're sloppy. Yeah, that's the only other way to make this many turnovers. Um, Defensive lapses, that's nothing new. Um, Lack of ability to simply catch the ball in a position to run the offense at times. Isn't that the truth? That's just laziness. That's incompetence. That's a team with players who just don't care. That's all it is. Um, but this right here is what I love. Um, Brad Underwood says, put it in all caps. Softness, soft. Underwood says this as he leaned forward in his chair. Have you guys ever known my teams to be that I have a hard time with? When people are taking your ball and we're not gritty enough to get a stop against a really good player when we need to, that's something I got to get right. And I told our team that it's a long season, but January 2nd is not that far away when we play Minnesota at Minnesota, who is beating the hell out of Michigan on the road. It's not that far away. We've got to be tough enough to win those. Sorry, Brad. Your team is soft, like you say, and you don't like your team. I don't like your team, and your team is not going to win a lot of games. I just don't see what could possibly happen to give them a heart. I just don't see it. Um, and now that we Andre Corbello, he's got to come back a completely different player. Is that possible? Can this young man reinvent himself in a couple weeks? Like, seriously, is that even possible? When he was playing, he over dribbled, took terrible shots, and made terrible passes, causing a lot of turnovers. He led the team in turnovers. Is it possible he could change in a few weeks? I mean, seriously. Can he not over dribble? Can he pass to open players crisply? Can he only take good shots? That's a serious question. I don't know. I don't know. Um so in response to this pathetic effort, and let me just say this, Arizona is not all that. You could take that stuff and throw it in the garbage can. Illinois should have won that game. Arizona is not all that. Illinois should have won that game. And if you don't think so, then don't be an Illini fan. Go be a Northwestern Wildcat fan. Seriously. I'm tired of this pathetic attitude by some of these Illinois fans. You should have went on Twitter last night. If you go on Twitter, they make the announcement Illinois loses. You wouldn't believe the number of people on Twitter who were happy. They were happy Illinois lost because they were close. They were thrilled Illinois lost at home. This is the mentality that makes Illinois sports just pathetic. They love losing. They accept it. It's amazing. I've never seen another fan base in the world who embraces losing. Like as long as you don't lose by 20, they're there to give you a hug and tell you you did wonderful. If you don't believe me, get on Twitter, get on the message boards, and see for yourself. A lot of Illinois fans embrace losing. They love it. They're cool with it. I don't understand it. It's pathetic. Brad Ower says we're going to grind, guys. We're going to grind. We've got to get better. We've got to have 5-on-5 smash mouth tough consequence basketball. You know what that tells me? Consequence basketball. You starters sit the bench. You don't want to do it. We'll put the bench in. Honestly, I would rather see the bench play and get destroyed than see the starters play and see what I seen last night. That I don't want to see. That's the reality of it. There's going to be consequences for turning the ball over. Brad Underwood has reached his limit. I'm glad to hear it. I'm sick of the turnovers, and I know he is. And now there's going to be consequences, as there should be. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Trent Frazier, Andre Cabello. Kofi. I don't care if it's Kofi. If you continue to turn that ball over, you've got to sit the bench. There's got to be consequences for not executing, not catching the ball on your spot. You want to be lazy. You want to be weak. You don't want to get to your spot. Sit the bench. I love this. Now you got to follow through with it. It sounds good, but Brad, I want to see you do it. We haven't done that. I'll quit saying it because it sounds like an excuse, and I'm the last damn excuse maker there is in the world. But Arizona had a lot to do with that. He had to throw that in there, just like throw it in there. Um, so yeah. Frazier says, I think we got to do a better job of late game communicating with each other. Trent Frazier, I think what you wanted to say was you had 24 points, but didn't take a single shot during the last 11 minutes of the game until when it was over, you decided to shoot a three and make it. How was that possible? Someone explain to me how in the world can you score 24 points and then in the game only taking two shots in the last 13 minutes? And the first shot you took was over 11 minutes. How is that possible? How? I want to know. Um, let's see what other little things does he say. In transition, they picked on us in transition. See, get better in that area. No, you're not. No, you're not. Challenge yourselves. This is starting to sound like the Chicago Bears, doesn't it? This sounds like Matt Nagy. The players sound like Matt Nagy. Seriously, the players sound like Matt Nagy. We're gonna watch the film and see the why. Um, we're gonna get better. We're gonna look inside, challenge ourselves. These players are Matt Nagy's, the little Matt Nagy's. This is tell the truth. Brad Underwood's the head coach. He's telling the truth. The players are sounding like Matt Nagy. Um, Hell bent on having his team fix its toughness issues by then. Practice. I'm going to ask us how to resolve these toughness issues. He's going to do it in practice. There's consequences we got to practice. It's not one individual. Trent's tougher than heck. DeMonte is really, really tough, but you've got to have five other guys who are tough, and you got to demand that, okay? We're working on offense execution, and you got to catch it in your spot. We have consistently done that enough to be able to execute it. We've got to do it better. We got to get better at it. And here's the thing about that. Um, here's the thing about that. Um, at the end of the game, you had Jacob Granderson shooting threes. Let me just say that again. At the end of the game, in crunch time, you had Jacob Granderson shooting threes. But the Illinois lost. The final nail in the coffin was when Kofi Coburn made two free throws. The next play, he's too lazy to secure the ball. He commits a turnover. And then so Arizona scores, and then right after that, what happens? Um, he shoots an 18-foot jumper brick. Arizona gets the ball, scores, the game's over. And then Austin Hutcherson is out for the season. Doesn't even matter. I feel sorry for Austin. He's the type of dude. His body doesn't like him. It's really sad. His body is broke down. He's Mr. Glass. Obviously, he's going to retire from basketball. I mean, his body. Some people are born physically where their bodies are glass. It's unfortunate, but that is the end of Austin Hutcherson. I know he'll try to come back, but judging by every time he plays, he gets injured. It's just not going to happen, tragically for him. Um, but anyway, Austin Hutcherson is done for the year, done forever. Um, but yeah, let's click on this player grade, some high marks. I can't want. You think I'm gonna pay for that? Come on, man, I ain't paying to see that. You're crazy. Anyway, Illinois is soft. They're lazy. Their basketball IQ is pathetically dumb. Um, but yeah, we'll end that video and we'll talk about this guy. All right, we're gonna talk about this guy. All right, so Illinois sucks. They're gonna get blown out at Minnesota. You mark my words. And Brad Underwood's gonna he's just gonna break stuff. All right.